On my way back from work, I tweeted to Guti, the weird thing about the Carling Black Label Cup is that if you win it, then they say, you won the beer cup. If you lose it, then they will say, hey, you won a beer cup. So it was weird. So when I was watching the match, to be honest, I wasn't entertained. It just bored me because we're not even playing. I wasn't like enjoying as much as I was on the 29th because of just how Pirates were allowed to play, and rightfully so because of the things that we will talk about. But the match ended and then I realized, man, guys, it's Pirates that we're talking about, and losing to Pirates does hurt. It doesn't matter whether we're playing in the Beer Cup, it doesn't matter if we're playing in the finals of the Champions League. It's Pirates, and it will always not feel good if you lose against them. Now, let's talk about some of the talking points from this game. And the first thing is that Chiefs said Uplom has an illness. Now, people started going into a frenzy because they were like, guys, no. There's something fishy here. Some people are saying, maybe it's the contract issues that are going on, because Uplom, I think a few days ago, he tweeted just a picture of him, and then Hunt commented underneath his name on Twitter, underneath his post, his tweet, and then Blom laughed, and then people are like, look at what Blom did, and look at what Hunt did, the combos, blah, blah, blah. And then there are people who are saying Blom has already signed, and there hasn't been any confirmation from the Chiefs. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to trust the Chiefs when they say Uplom was ill, and trust Uplom was ill, because we have heard before players they were benched because they were injured, and then they come out and say they were never injured, like Erasmus Sundowns talking about people say coaches come out and say players are injured while players are just fine. So okay, I will just leave it there and let it play out. So Nange comes in, bafethu sazo wenza ama player ratings tomorrow, but shame, I'll just leave it at that. And then the formation that I wasn't really expecting what it will happen, they actually played Ungcobo at right back, and it said really, again, we'll talk about Ungcobo later on as we continue on the video, but he tried to hold his own against Tusaleng, but there were a lot of other factors that affected the performance besides Uguti. He was being played out of position in a massive way. So the second thing that I noticed in the game is that, wow, yabona bafethu uHlanti, he did miss a penalty, and I won't like put that on him ukuthi Hlanti sucks because he missed. No, it's a penalty. Anyone can miss a penalty, so I can't put like the entire game on okay, Hlanti missed a penalty. No, that's not where I'm at. Where I'm at though is the fact that there are several times where Hlanti had the ball and someone was making a run behind a defender, a Pirate. He did it early in the game, and later on, I think around the 80th minute, Utuba was making a run into space, and he kind of like a Belpege Pansy, and then he ended up making a pass that didn't take us anywhere. And I'm like, why then? What's the point of coaching the players to make runs if I'm a fullback set are still not taught to read those runs? Because I know this for a fact, Uguti, these players, they don't just train Uguti make runs or when make passes, but they train these things simultaneously. Uguti nansi pass ehlezi on. These are the runs that I like to make. So no player just wakes up and say, today I'm just gonna make that run. They are coached. Like most of the things that we see that players do, I would go as far as to say maybe 80 to 90% of the things that the players do, they are coached. That is why you see his style is ishintsha when another coach comes in, because usually they're just drilled everything that they do at grounding, and then at 20% of the time it's individual brilliance. But when you are still failing to spot ama run, ama teammates that you make, that you practice with week in, week out, like what are we doing? And come on guys, I wasn't happy with that, because those were clear chances. We could have beat them with the pace and then scored. Next is communication between number 3. Communication between Ungcobo and Dolly wasn't on. It's understandable. Again, this is not me. Understand this, because people always take your opinion yomuntu and make it as if you are bashing players. No, I'm not bashing anyone. I'm saying Ungcobo was out of position, right? And ubedlala no Doli kwa right. First of all, Ungcobo, that's not his position, right back. Second of all, he was playing with Utoli for the first time, just sharing his side. So what was happening, since the Pirates are playing with 4 people in the middle, like bebene diamond shape lapha esweni, what would happen is sometimes uDoli ubelinde the left wing, the left back ukuthi ize kuye, and somehow he would just lose the left back, and then that would force Ungcobo to move into midfield, and once he moved into midfield, then that opened the space behind him, and once there was a space behind him, now he has to chase Usaleng, which was a bigger problem, because now you are chasing Usaleng, and Usaleng is naturally a quicker player than you, and then Umatike would come in and sweep, or sometimes Umatoho, it was Umat most of the times. I think I did see Matoho once or twice coming in to sweep, so that also wasn't helping Ungcobo, and I think that's why eventually he got up, because they saw Guti. It was either he gets dragged into midfield because uDola kangena ngeswini to stop those passes and those combination plays between the team, and as a result, excuse me, Kusalimbobo ngale kwa right. So it's not his fault really. He was played out of position, voted by you, Makosa Mahle. So I hope you're happy. Next, number 4 is that uset piece coach wethu kumele akaphume asichazele kahle ukuthi what is happening. Why would you have a foul, a set piece, and then Uhlanti and Unange bangabe in the box? Like, I really don't get it. Uhlanti Mute, he's tall, he's up there, and if he's not taking a set piece, why is he not in the box attacking the ball? Why would you have him out there, Ngabe? Because you have other players who can be outside the box, like Umshini. He's not as quick as Uhlanti. You have even Usehota if kuguthi kanjani to go and wait outside. But my also Tata, the person who's tall enough to ongakunikeza a chance in scoring when you back outside the box, akasithathi nje serious. And also ama-set pieces, if engeke asiguarantee ukuthi ibhola lizogcina eboxing, then what's the point of having tall players in the box if you're just going to play my short free kicks, my short set pieces, and ibhola ligcine lingasafike 18, and now we're open to a counter and ama-defender onke phambili. Just deal with it. Thatha ibhola kanti nipracticeani nini ukuthi, because lento ebengikhuluma ngayo ukuthi kumele abe niyazana ukuthi what kind of movement you will make in the box, so this is where you will pass the ball. Hayi sazoyidlala short. By the time usuzama ukudlala short, you are now being closed down, and then we're in trouble. Sesi countered. Number 5, halftime. Oh, there was a miss somewhere around before before halftime. Usehota ended up being tackled. I actually didn't see that because I had connection problems, so didn't see that part. But I heard it was a tackle, but some people are saying it was a miss. Sonzo Ngitshela, I think ngizokubona like my highlights as well, whether it was a tackle or it was a miss. But however that happened, it's kind of in a weird way. We expect Ukuthi Chiefs is going to get a one-on-one in a match, and then we're gonna miss. That is why they are so desperate to sign a striker. But I wouldn't say they're desperate to sign a striker because they are still not paying money for a striker. They're still looking for cheaper alternatives, so that's not really being desperate. That's not the point though. Halftime, then we come back from halftime. Bese ngiyona Solomons for Ungcobo, then uDupree for KG. Question: why would you not just sub them at halftime? Because it's either you sub them at halftime and they don't come back for the second half, or give them 15 more minutes, then take them out around the 60th minute. Because it's just weird. Ukuthi umdlali aye ku dressing room, abuye, and then 5 minutes after they start playing, and then you're taking them out. Angazi noma imthetho Black Label or what, but it makes no sense to me whatsoever. It's just ridiculous, honestly. So Number 6, well, it's still a substitution. So Mdu comes in for Mshini. And at that point, I stopped and thought to myself, what is going on? Why are we taking off Mshini for Mdu? But then again, Mshini will be quiet a game yonke. Why was he quiet? Oplom wasn't there to destroy and to win and to fight for him. We saw that energy got Plom, Kumat, but not so much for Unange. And again, I'm not bashing Unange. Unange was not match fit. It's understandable. He hasn't played in a long time, but there are some questionable decisions that he made that have not, well, they actually do have something to do with match fitness, because if you are match fit, you are aware and you can know ukuthi this is the time to take a pass. Khona nje pass aqake nje enza a mess of it, kwagcina kwaba i-foul because ubehlule ukupick ipass early walokhe turn around nebhola bagcine belidlela ibhola kuye. So eswini essentially bese kuMathi njengathi udlala yedwa uyafukuza wenza yonke into, and because of that uMathi wasn't able to do much going forward because i-protection yakhe ebekunange wasn't doing what uBlom does, and because of that very fact, a combination between uMathi no Blom, I mean no Ngcobo Njabulo no Nkosi Ngiphile wasn't there. So nje sisu vele besifile, and then because of that uNgcobo had to come out and Ukama stayed in because I'm guessing ubezo umntu was expected to Ukama gets the ball and then umntu makes the run and play off Ukama basically. So Ukama would be that person, holds up the ball and pass to him. Another person who didn't have the greatest of game, Ukama. So after that, Utoli comes out, Ukol comes in, Unange comes out, Uzwane comes in. So I think at that point, so Nange for Zwane and Toli for Cole, or should I say Cole for Toli and Zwane for Nange. And at that point, each Chiefs were just saying, to hell with the system, it's not working. Let's just match them, because they took out the winger Utoli bafaka a midfielder, so bese beyo-add nje inambesweni because bebebona ukuthi were being slaughtered. And what happened after those guys came in, it was now just Pirates yale and Chiefs yale, bese kuyi end-to-end kind of thing, which was a bit exciting. But then I was just disjointed and not interested in the game at the time, because I think it was a frustration. You go, man, this would have been so much better if we had played a team balance. This would have been so much better if Solomons, because Solomons masengenile bese kulula iside leta kwa right bese li functional, because the fact that Utoli was not playing with a person who's used to playing in that position, it also limited him. But also Ngcobo, the fact that he was playing out of position, kwayena bekumlimit ukuthi going forward mela acabanga ukuthi emuva kwenzakalani. Not to mention ukuthi ngale kwa left nayo Hlanti ubeyilekele imagination and the movement yakhe siyazi ukuthi uyamuva, and then nothing much will come out of that and no creativity. So nje game ibifile uyakwazi ukufa, the game was just dead. So number 7 again, another thing, internet being hlupha futhi. Dupree apparently scored, but it was offside, and then Begne VAR, but it didn't check. But I won't make a big mess of a big thing about it. Ukuthi hayi ngeke basirobile cha nje, ayi suka VAR nakhona, but they're still making mistakes kwamanje, even though you go in Europe, even nakuma Euro, even bacishe thina ke sa benefita ku AFCON because base besrob, not ku AFCON, ku Champions League igol kaNukovic base besrobile, and then VAR yasiza. So I haven't seen what was the situation whether the linesman raised the iduku lakhe before uDupree scored, because usually what happens is if engaliphakamsanga vele iduku bese liphakamisa mayisekorile, then we go to VAR. But if eliphakamise before akore and then uref wambona, then it's a different story, which is why all linesmen right now they are told not to raise a flag labo until if they are not sure about whether or not the player is offside. So they wait until the move finishes, and then they can say offside, and then VAR can say no, not offside, and then they can check it. So I won't make a big deal about it, because we did this to ourselves. Abalandeli beChiefs, we just did this to ourselves. Safotela team engekho balanced. So ke sesingakhuluma ama penalty, angeke ngilokhu ngikhuluma ama penalty mina. penalty, it's always gonna be one team or the other as a winner, because ilotho nje ama-penalty. Ngiyakhumbula kwamina kushaya ama-penalty kudlala phambi kwabantu mhlawumbe aba-100 200, ipali livele libe lincane. Ipali livele libe lincane ngempela, hayi ngeke. So ngeke ngilokhu ngiblamana noHlanti mina. Ipali uvela ungazi ke manje ukuthi ngishaya kwa left noma kwa right, ugcine nje. I remember the last penalty I did score it, but I forgot ukuthi ngipick spot noma ngilinda ukhipha move, all of those thoughts. So mina vele ndaba ama-penalty, I won't make a big deal of it. But thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next video, and until next time, remember, Khosi alipheli umoya.